This is going to be a comparison between your typical IPS gaming monitor. This is what I believe most PC gamers are using today to play their games, and a plasma TV. And the purpose of this video is not to make anyone feel bad about their monitor or to trash on LCD technology. This is just to shine a light to this fantastic plasma technology that you can potentially get for very cheap. Okay, we're talking about $100-$300. Okay, and it's just so much better than what most people are using to play their games. So I'm going to talk about the differences and rely on my description, because of course my camera cannot capture exactly what I see in front of me. But I'm sure you can clearly see that the vibrancy of the colors is just night and day. This IPS looks monochrome in comparison. It is not even close. And of course, I reduce the brightness of this IPS gaming monitor so it doesn't look blown out on the recording, and I have to reduce the brightness also to improve the black levels, to improve the contrast, because the blacks of this IPS gaming monitor is just non-existent. Okay, it's not even gray. I display a black picture on this monitor and it's almost eye-searing. So it is just absolutely atrocious. Okay, so but I'm going to show you that even with the settings I have on this monitor, the brightness is much higher on the IPS in comparison with the plasma, especially when we have a high APL scene or a full screen white. Okay, so I'm gonna close this game. So I just wanted to show you these greens here because this is a gigantic difference. Just look at the greens, the saturation. This looks monochrome in comparison, and it doesn't matter how much I increase the brightness. Okay, the colors just don't get better than that. Okay, and we are not talking about accuracy. I couldn't care less if this is inaccurate and this is accurate. I don't care. It's just how good it looks to me, and it's not even close. So let me show you. I'm gonna close this game. I have another game open, and I'm gonna show you just with the settings I'm using how much brighter this IPS gaming monitor is. Just look at the difference. It's just not even close. So I am not like downgrading the brightness of this monitor to make the plasma look much better. This monitor is still significantly brighter than the plasma. Okay, so let me show you another game. I have open here this Watch Dogs, and you can see here just in the menu the difference in the blacks. You see here this logo is it's black, so you see the contrast difference is just staggering. So now let's take a look at the game. Look at that car. Look at the redness of this car. It's just incredible. Okay, it's not close. It's not close. So the greens, the reds, everything on this plasma TV looks so much more beautiful and vibrant. And the contrast of the picture is not even close because the black levels are so much better. The plasma technology is self-emissive RGB. So you get pure, beautiful colors with fantastic contrast. Okay? Now, on top of that, when you move the camera to play your games, this is when the plasma technology really shines. Okay? This motion on the plasma TV looks so clean. It's fantastic. It looks, when you're panning the camera this fast, this looks like 240 frames per second in motion, okay? Because the persistence of the plasma technology is 4 milliseconds. So that's absolutely amazing. So now the plasma TV does have some gray to gray limitations, so we are not getting 4 pixels of motion blur when moving at 1000 pixels per second. We're probably getting like 6, okay? So this still looks better than 120 FPS for sure, even if you move the camera fast, okay? And we are only going to get some green artifacts. So we're going to get a green artifact when we move to the left and a red artifact when we move to the right. I'm going to do a separate video about the motion clarity of this plasma TV, but it's something that you cannot see. It is only, if you really pay attention, it's not bothersome at all. It looks fantastic in motion. And of course, my recording is not gonna be able to capture that, you know, the way I see it in front of me, because I'm recording at 60 frames per second and you're watching this on a sample and hold display for sure. But you can still get a little bit the idea because I am recording the display from far away. Okay, so I'm gonna close this game. Let's play a little bit to see how it looks. The game is getting darker. It's not a bright sunny day anymore. I think the night is getting closer. It's getting warmer. But yeah, you can see the difference. It's just night and day. So I'm gonna close this game. I'm gonna show you some pictures that I have here. So we can see here the vibrancy of those red colors. We can see here the black levels. So look at the black levels of this monitor. I'm not sure with the settings I'm using if this is looking black, or if you are able to see how much more raised the black levels are on this black bar right here. It is just not close, okay? And contrast is the most important attribute of picture quality, okay? Those black levels on the plasma TV are going to give you a higher perceived resolution. It's gonna make the picture quality so much more better. Contrast is the most important thing. So even when this is a gigantic 1080p TV, it looks sharp, it looks good, it looks very good actually for gaming. And the downside is the input lag. Of course, your IPS gaming monitor is going to have better input lag for sure. So now we can see here, you know, high APL scene. Of course, the LCD is gonna look brighter even when I have the settings trying to match the plasma. But whenever we have colors, you can see this green color here. It is just not close. This looks monochrome in comparison. In front of me, this is just wow, just such a beautiful green. Here we have some pictures of the same game. You can see the brightness difference, which I have them very close in brightness. So we see, when we see near black, for example, in this near black example, I'm not sure if the camera with the settings is being able to capture this. Yeah, this IPS is just, I cannot see anything. I mean, especially off angle, this is just, I mean, absolutely horrendous. Like, I cannot see anything here. It's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Also, just the beauty of the colors of this plasma TV is just fantastic. It just looks so much more better. See, here they look very similar on this shot. You can see that colorfulness and those yellow colors. Here again, this looks a lot brighter than the IPS monitor. It is not about full screen brightness, it's just the colors brightness that you're getting. You can see here the fire on the darkness. This is very similar. It's just fantastic, man. In front of me, I don't know how that's coming on the recording, but in front of me, this is just fabulous picture quality. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions if you have any questions. So basically, the only thing that you have to look for when you're trying to get a good plasma TV for gaming is the input lag. Do your research. There are some plasma TVs that have much better input lag. So this is a Pioneer Elite PRO-151FD, one of the best plasma TVs, but the input lag is not good. We're talking about, for sure, over 30 milliseconds, for sure, okay, and even maybe 60 milliseconds, okay, not good at all. So when you're playing a game, the total end-to-end system latency might be 80 milliseconds or more, almost approaching 100 milliseconds. So that's not very good for gaming, definitely not good for multiplayer games. But I have a Panasonic Viera that I bought for $25 that actually has very good input lag, very good. I can play on this plasma like anything, no problem whatsoever. And it's not as good as this Pioneer Kuro, unfortunately. So you do have to do your research to get a good plasma TV with good input lag, and also make sure that it is in good conditions, because this plasma technology can suffer from burning, okay? So you have to make sure it doesn't have burning, it's in good conditions, and yeah, just get lucky also. See if you can get a good one. But definitely, man, if you've never seen a plasma TV, even if you have a great display already, I would recommend you to get one just to see how good this thing looks. Also, to watch low frame rate content, a low resolution, low frame rate content, like just to watch sports, 720p 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second movies. There's nothing better than a plasma. I mean, it's just gonna give you the best motion possible for that low frame rate, although it's going to suck anyway. I mean, 24 30 frames per second sucks regardless, okay? But it's gonna look less worse than on a sample and hold display for sure. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions, and if you have any questions.